Good morning everyone and welcome back. Today is a bit of a cool day on farm because what's happening?
We're drying my cows off, so this is the last milking.
It is, this is the last milking for these girls and then they are going to be dry until calving. Are you happy about it?
Yep, so because in a week's time, we're off on holiday.
Where are you going?
We're going to Milan, whatever it's called.
For how long?
We're back on the 3rd of July.
So it's like 7 weeks.
So I don't know if it's that long.
Yeah, I think it is. But we're pulling pin. It's actually not that much earlier than expected, I guess. Usually we have milked a little bit later in the past, or a little bit longer into May. So I'm gonna, well, today is Wednesday, and I'm not gonna dry the other herd or the high producers off till next Friday, which is the 15th, I think. So that's about roughly say normal. So just saying on the radio then that there was a global dairy trade auction last night, which is where we sell all our milk, most of our milk I should say, and it rose 4%, which is pretty good at this time of the year. It's already sitting pretty high, so it'll be interesting to see what next season's payout's going to be, or even this season might get a little bit of a lift. I don't think these ones that late into the season have much effect on this season, but they will have a bearing on the next one. Big yellow's up. It's definitely got that autumn feel about it. It's got like that hazy mistiness. Absolutely stunning morning though, and it's actually quite a good one because there's a bit of rain on the way. I think tomorrow and definitely Friday by the looks of it. Could actually be quite a bit, and you don't want to teat seal and dry cow when it's wet, so great timing. I'll take that back about being a real nice day. There's a heap of cloud around it. It is freezing. Thought I would have warmed up by now. It actually feels more like winter. I've come in for brekkie. This is my list of cows that we're doing today, the young herd. And it was a bit of a pain. I couldn't get it to like make the columns on one page. It kept cutting off one side of it like this on the stuff I needed. So I had to muck around and print sort of 2 of them out, and I'm gonna have to cut and stitch them together. I can make it work, it's just a pain. I was actually dreading today though. I had a game of rugby in the weekend for the Presidents and I played 5 minutes and I got injured. I fell onto some hips on my ribs here, and I thought it was just I got winded, but jeepers, yesterday it felt like I broke one of them. It was just so sore in like a couple of spots. Even today it's still quite sore, but I went in last night to the doctor, actually had an x-ray, and he said he couldn't see any cracks or visible breaks. He did say it's a little bit harder to tell on the smaller ribs, but everything looked not too bad. And to be honest, they feel a lot better today. I've still got a heap of movement, still a bit sore in here in a couple of spots, but they're getting better real quick. I've got some codeine coming soon, which will help. There we go, that doesn't look too bad. It'd be way easier if it just all fit on the page properly. Mum and Dad were off to see their travel agent today just to make some, or double check on their trip or whatever. But I think I'll bring the cows up now because they can't be too far away from being done. I think Mum was going to come down too and help. If she can just clean the teats in front of me, I'll just do all the injecting. I think there's only about 92 cows in that herd, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. Just wondering too, I might only do it up one side. Might be easier, I'll try that anyway. I got Mum to pick up the stuff yesterday while she was in town, so dry clocks. That is the dry cow I'm using. I think this is changing next year to something else, but this year it's that. And this year I'm also teat sealing, so I've got 1,000 tubes here. That should do all the cows. I've never actually used it before. This is the first time using the teat seal, and normally I just use dry cow in the past. I don't follow up with anything, but because we are quite a wet farm, we've had quite bad mastitis problems. At my vet consult with Rebecca, I was talking about it, and we came to the conclusion that it's probably a good thing. And it does come at a cost, but we think it's beneficial. I think it's going to be beneficial going forward. I've just dropped their brakes, so they should be coming out any moment now. But they're only a couple hundred meters from the shed. We've kept them nice and close. I'm just standing in here because I haven't got a gate to go across the race, and I don't want them going back the other way. Here we go. No, to the shed, eh? Dad said he saw one getting ridden in here this morning, and I just seen something getting jumped too, but they all should be in calf, these ones. I've put all the empty ones that were in here into my herd. Yeah, don't know, have to keep an eye out for that one. Come on, girly girlies, just gotta push up a bit more. Come on, push up a bit more. There we go. Mum just rang and said they're actually heading back now. I might as well make a start. I've got the first 4 here, this one here, that she just needs dry cow, the other 3 just teat seal. I was really hoping to give all their tails a bit of a trim, but obviously I wasn't quite up to it the last couple of days. So Rebecca gave me a brush or a run through what I need to do though. So each teat gets 1 of these wipes each, so nice and sterile. So we want to keep everything nice and clean. So that one's pretty good. And the teat end, push it in, sweet. If you don't get it real clean and there's mud there, effectively you're pushing it up into the teat and it can't get out because that's what the seal's for. So it is vitally important that you get it spotless. Oh, there's one down. It's gonna take a while, but it's better to take a while and get it right. All right, now we're cooking with 3 of us. So they're just gonna go ahead and wipe them and I'm coming in behind. Then when we get to the end, Dad's coming around and giving me a hand to teat seal. Bit of a slow process, but it is what it is. All done. This is the last row here, just half a row really. To get that out of the way, my fingers are a bit sore from pushing that plunger in. There actually weren't that many cows to dry cow. There's only probably half a dozen to maybe 8. So made things a little bit easier. All good? Yep, sweet. Feels so good getting that done. It's actually perfect timing because tomorrow I'm actually off over to Tauranga for the Dairy Awards for a few days. So while I'm not here, Dad's only going to milk these girls. And I've actually booked the vets in to come and teat seal them. Like today it took probably about 2 hours to do that 90 odd with 3 of us there, and by myself to do 160 it would take a fair while. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to book the vets in. I was pretty unsure about how I was going to be feeling due to my ribs as well, and I thought that's just going to be the easiest thing to do. So almost 1 more week and then these girls are going to be dry as well. I've actually got a truck coming tomorrow to take some of these girls down to Steve's. I'm gonna pick 5 or 6 that we're gonna carry over and he's gonna milk them through the winter for me. But I need to go through tonight and pick which ones I am gonna send down. I wanted to do it before I left, and I'm probably gonna start winding these girls down on the weekend. And then next week, just gradually wind them down before I dry off on that Friday. So just get it done before I leave and that tidies that up. Bummer, I hope they didn't break the arm. And the pins just come out. Pins just come out, that's an easy fix. There's actually a fair bit of pressure that comes down to these ones. Luckily it's actually warmed up though. I'm going to be sticking my hand in a cold trough on a cold day. There we go, all done. There's a job for winter right there. I need to put some more like drain cleanings around there to fill that up. Originally I'd planned that I wanted to save some maize that was over in this stack here for the next season, and it looks like I'm going to now. So I'm only going to use probably a couple more meters of this before I stop feeding it out, and then I'll shut the face up, put some tires on it, try and get all the loose stuff away. I probably will lose a bit to mold, but I'm not too worried. Because I can save the rest for next season, which is absolutely ideal. That's worked out quite well. It's looking like though that we're going to be a few thousand milk solids short of last season, but I won't know that until Friday when we dry off. But I think we're going to be about 2,000 solids short, which isn't actually that all bad considering how hard of a season it's been, or challenging. But it has cost us more to get it this year, just buying in more supplement. But I mean, the payout's been higher, so we sort of had to as well. But that'll pretty much wrap this video up, guys. Hopefully we've done a pretty stellar job on the teat sealing. It is our first time, but I know if you do it wrong, you can have some pretty dire consequences, or a lot of cows get mastitis. So I'd like to think we've done a pretty top job, but time will tell. Apart from that, see you next time.